How's it going, guys? Rob here. Welcome back to another video. Another requested video by one of my subscribers who wanted me to do my least favorite horror remakes. If you haven't seen my last video where I talk about my favorite horror remakes, definitely check it out. So this is just my opinion. The list isn't as long as the one with my favorite horror remakes, but I also have a lot that I don't own simply because you know, I don't really care for the films. But anyway, let's get on with my least favorite horror remakes. The first one was directed by Travis Z, and it is the 2016 remake of the 2002 original. And I don't know why they did this, honestly. Cabin Fever. The Eli Roth version is far superior. I don't know why they remade this. It's almost the same movie. It's like the same, shot for shot, dialogue. They changed just a few things here and there. Like the sheriff is actually a woman instead of a guy who's like, oh, you're the party man. You like to party? What the hell? I don't know why they did this. There's 2 sex scenes, just like in the original. Is it? I will say that the gore effects are great. I do like the gore effects in this. They did a good job with that. But it's unnecessary. This movie is unnecessary. I don't know. I don't get it. The next one is a 2013 remake of the 1976 classic, and that is Carrie. Nothing against Chloe Grace Moretz. I think she did a great job, but to me, she didn't fit the part. You know, she didn't. When she turned into a freaking psychopath at the end, where she's just like this. Sissy Spacek did it the best. I'm sorry. When you watch Sissy Spacek like spaz out like this, like you honestly just look at her and you feel intimidated. I did not feel that with her. Chloe Grace Moretz is too sweet and innocent to me. I do like Julianne Moore though. I thought she was great. I think she deserved something for her performance. She was amazing. I didn't like the bullies. They were over the top. A lot of the stuff was pointing at the original, but the original is far, far superior. I'm sorry. But, yeah. The next one is, there's 2 remakes, okay, of the 1985 classic, Day of the Dead. Here's one that's closest to the original, and that is Day of the Dead Bloodline. Now, this one, like I said, they pay homage to the original with the underground stuff, and like they, you know, there's this zombie walking around that's like Bud, but they kind of change that background a little bit, but you can tell they're trying to copy off the 85 version. Now, the 2008 version is different, but it was garbage. I couldn't even get through the whole thing, okay? I'd rather watch this one, but that's not saying much. So, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007. What can I say about this garbage? Like, honestly, this movie sucks. I don't know how anybody... Oh, let's explain how Michael is the way he is. Because he came from a trailer trash family. F this and F that. You know, titty sucking and all that stuff. That's all they talk about in this movie. And it's Rob Zombie's style of making, you know, freaking Michael Myers a giant. Let's make him a giant. That's going to make him intimidating. Really? Because I seem to remember in the 78 version, when Michael was out there, after he killed Judith, he comes outside and his parents are like, Michael, what's wrong? And he's just standing there like this. They don't explain why. He just goes mad. It's not because of his bad home life. What the hell? We don't need him to have a bad home life to make him say, well, that's why he does what he does. He's crazy because of that. That's stupid. This movie's stupid. Next is the 2007 remake of the 86 original, which is one of my favorite horror films of all time, the original. Just to note that. The Hitcher. Nothing against Sean Bean. I think he was great, but I didn't like the other... people, whoever they were, Sophia Bush, Zachary Knighton, I didn't care for them at all. I just wasn't connected to their characters, and it was, you know, it's like they were together. In the original, is C. Thomas Howell driving all by himself, and he meets up with Jennifer Jason Leigh halfway through the film at the diner. And that movie, Rutger Hauer, I'm sorry, you cannot top that. You cannot. Sean Bean tried, but you know, this movie is just unnecessary. Next one is the 2009 remake of the 1981 original, which I love the original better. My Bloody Valentine. Didn't really care for this movie. It's mostly just, you know, women walking around fully naked. I did not like the twist. The twist made no sense at all. It made no sense. And I even, you know, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, who's the killer? And you know, you pretty much guess. I already knew. It's not a big secret. I thought the 3D didn't work either. Some of the effects were good, but I didn't like the story. The original's better, in my opinion. Next is the 2006 remake of the 1976 original, and that is The Omen. The remake doesn't touch the original, in my opinion. There's some cool things that happen, but there are some things that happen that are shot for shot from the original, again. So, in my opinion, it's unnecessary. The next one is a 2008 remake of the Japanese version that came out in 2003, and that is One Missed Call. Do-doon, 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 do-doon. Your phone's ringing, you better answer it. And I mean, this film, it's the same thing as like The Grudge, or Shudder, or The Ring. It's just one of those things that happen, but it has to do with cell phones. Next is a 2010 remake from the 1978 original. I love the original 1978 version, and this is Piranha 3D. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with this, but I did not like this movie. I thought the piranhas looked like... They just looked like... It looked like a cartoon. That's what they looked like. Like a CGI shitfest. I like the fact that I saw Elizabeth Shue once, you know, for... Like, I don't remember what the last movie I saw her in. Like Hollow Man? I don't know. Like, she hadn't been in anything. Well, The House at the End of the Street. She was in that. But she was in this, as well as Christopher Lloyd and Richard Dreyfuss. I like the cast, but I just think the movie overall was stupid. You know, all it was like spring break. That one scene where everyone gets eaten in the pond area. That was probably the best part. The effects were actually pretty good as far as the blood effects and stuff, but the piranhas themselves, I just couldn't get into it. It reminded me of like a low budget independent film that didn't go anywhere, that came straight to DVD. That's what I felt like I was watching. Next is the 2006 remake that came out in 2001 as far as the Japanese version, the original, with a different name, Pulse. This movie's just okay. I recently watched it again, and I don't think the effects hold up very well. They're pretty cheesy, so yeah, I don't know. I've never seen the Japanese version. Here's one that's a 2008 remake, and the original is a Spanish film called Rec. Quarantine. I think Rec's better. Honestly, I couldn't see what the hell was going on in this movie. Quarantine 2 Terminal is way better. If you guys haven't seen Quarantine 2, check it out. I think you'll like it way better than this one. This one had a good idea, but you cannot see anything. You don't know what's going on. Especially the third act, the very last scene, she's in the dark and you see a zombie, or you hear a zombie, and you don't know what the hell's going on. She gets dragged away. Next one is a 2009 remake from the 87 original with Terry O'Quinn, and that one's far superior. The Stepfather remake with Dylan Walsh, who played in Congo, who taught the ape to talk. That's what I know him from. But Nelson McCormick, who also did the Prom Night remake, which I'll get to. This movie's... I hate this movie. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. The original Stepfather, go watch that. Okay? That is a fantastic movie. Fantastic performance by Terry O'Quinn. This movie, garbage. When a Stranger Calls, 2006 remake from the 1979 original. When a Stranger Calls is boring. This movie's boring. The original wasn't even that good either. But this movie, all she does, what's her name? Camilla Bell. All she does is walk around in the house from room to room, trying on stuff, looking in the mirror. The lights go on, the lights go off. 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 Then she looks out the window. Oh, there's someone in the guest house. She goes out to the guest house. There's nothing out there. She goes back to the house. That's all that happens in this movie. That's it. And the killer keeps calling the phone. Have you checked the children? Blah, blah, blah. He starts breathing. Okay, I'm going to try to trace the call. Stay on the phone. Nothing happens at all. He shows up at the end, and that's it. Okay, here we have the 2010 remake from the original that came out in 1941. And it is The Wolfman. I did not care for this movie at all. I thought the CGI of the Wolfman looked really bad. Really bad, okay? It had a good cast. I like Anthony Hopkins, but there's no way this is better than the classic. No way. The original classics, man, if you haven't seen the original Universal Monster Horror Classics, you need to check those out, okay? That's the golden age of horror, okay? Golden age. The Wolfman, didn't really care for it. Now here's, really quick, here's some that I don't have with me. Children of the Corn, which is the 2009 remake from the 1977 short story. It was the TV version, and the one with Linda Hamilton and what was his name? I'm actually getting I'm getting a brain fart right now. Anyway, the one with Linda Hamilton, really love that film. The Fog remake, 2005. The 1980 version is way better. 2005 version, the fog looks like a big CGI mist. I mean, it's coming on the lake, on the ocean there, and it's like the CGI cloud. And this guy walks out to the beach and he sees this rope, and he starts pulling. He's like, oh my God. Nightmare on Elm Street, 2010 remake. I knew right away that that movie was going to fail. As soon as the trailer hit, I'm like, this movie's going to be garbage. Robert Englund's not going to be Freddy. It's not going to work. Sure enough, it didn't work. Jackie Earle Haley made it his own. And I give the guy credit. I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming the stupid writers and the directors. Shot for shot stuff. Tina getting thrown around, in the bed, getting sliced up, blood going all over, even though there wasn't that much blood. Let's see, the glove coming up in the bathtub, in between the legs. Freddy coming out on the headboard above Nancy in the bed like that. Tina getting drugged in a body bag, getting drugged down the hall. Same stuff. Although Freddy was pretty much a child molester. He wasn't really a child killer. He was a molester, that's the idea they were going to have in the original Nightmare on Elm Street, but they scrapped it. So, point is, they didn't do enough in the dream world. That movie, it shouldn't have been made. It should not have been made. If Robert Englund said no, then leave it alone. Poltergeist, 2015. I'm sorry. There was not one time I was freaked out in that movie. Now, I grew up with the original, and there are some things that happen in the original that I will never forget, and a lot of people will say that the original Poltergeist has some of the scariest moments in it, and it just can't be topped. It was unnecessary to do a remake. Prom Night, 2008. Like I said, garbage movie. Guy walks around with a cap like this. The teacher that all the students know goes to jail because he murdered Brittany Snow's parents, and then he gets out of jail, goes to the prom, and just walks around like this. He gets his hair cut. His hair's different. He looks the same though as he did as a teacher, and his student is at the counter and he's just looking at this. He's just looking at him, and he doesn't even recognize them. Okay. What? Come on, dude. Donna and I are going to be we're going to be together forever. Donna and I are going to be together forever. Get the fuck out of here. What the? He has this bent cock knife. Like he sits there and stabs somebody like, Arr! And this guy's like, ah, ah, ah. He stabs this one person. There's like little drops of blood. Like, it looks like someone took a finger of blood, went dab, 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 like that. Oh my God, the movie's, it sucks. Same director as The Stepfather remake. Same director. The last one I'm going to mention is probably one of the worst remakes ever. And you probably already know what I'm going to say. Psycho. 1998. Vince Vaughn. That is what you said. That is the perfect example of a shot-for-shot remake. And I'm not even exaggerating. Shot for shot. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. Honestly. And you wonder why I don't own it. You wonder why I don't have it right here just to show you I don't have it. The only way I will own that movie is if somebody, you know, leaves it in my mailbox on accident, or if someone puts it on my doorstep. Maybe I won't even pick it up. I don't know. Or if I get a stack of movies and someone says, "Oh, you get one free here, have this one." I am a completist, so maybe, you know, maybe one of these times I will get, but point is, a lot of these remakes they didn't even need to be made. A lot of them were just to get people's asses in the seats. To get more money. Of course, you know, every company wants to make money, but when you make a movie like Nightmare on Elm Street, don't you know that has a huge cult following? Huge fan base. You're taking a huge risk. Just like I think Child's Play is taking a huge risk. I love Mark Hamill. I just don't think... Maybe it'll be good. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, Brad Dourif's not doing the voice, so it's not going to be good. Even though, yes, I do agree that a lot of the Chucky films after Child's Play 3 have, you know, it's went downhill, but whatever. I'm not going to go on about that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back with more. Leave your requests in the comments if you have any. Stay tuned for more. This is Rob. I got to go let off some steam. I honestly do. I'll see you guys next time.